react without reading or educating themselves. And I always say this: read, read, read. Right now, the only reason Muslims are singled out or the motion is necessary for towards Muslims is because of the shooting that happened, where 6 Muslims were killed. But it does protect everyone. It protects everyone against hate crime, against any kind of discrimination. And basically, it's just an 8-month study that that is being requested by the government to be done to kind of collect data to see what the rise in hate crimes is, if there is a rise, and if there is. And once we get that evidence, then we'll see whether we need to go further with this. But at the moment, I think it's very necessary. I mean, if this was happening against any other religious community or any race, I would be the first one to say, you know what, it's relevant right now.
And to keep in mind, it does happen in every religion, in every race, culture, what have you. It happens everywhere. And the important thing is this isn't just for one race, it's for everybody. Sure, it's more prevalent right now, but it's for everybody. So like you said, Huma, this is a study. Let's get educated. Let's see what's behind the doors, and let's see what's happening, and then let's go from there.
Right. And another issue that people did have was with the term used in the motion, which was Islamophobia. So people are saying that this term is very ill-defined. The majority of people, and I'm sure that's our viewpoint as well, is that Islamophobia is the irrational hatred of Muslims that leads to discrimination. However, the opposition is saying that Islamophobia can also be defined as any criticism of Islam or its prophet, which means that that's where they see that our free speech would be impeded on, because people would no longer be able to have any critical thought around Islam. Once again, this is not what's going to happen with the motion. So that's something to keep in mind. Which, interestingly enough, the Angus Reid Institute did a survey of around 1,500 people. And interestingly, 42% of Canadians would vote against the motion, with only 29% who would vote in favor. So the poll suggests that Canadians actually doubt that the motion will accomplish anything. So what I want to hear from you guys is, do you think that this study will do anything at the end of the day? Do you think this will cure Islamophobia?
So from what we see in the news, there has been a significant rise in hate crime and hatred towards Muslims, just because of the Trump presidency and all of the bans that he's put on Muslim countries. It's just in the news right now, and for some reason, Islam is being vilified. I'm a Muslim. I would be the first one to say that, I wish we didn't need M103 at the moment. We had an incident just locally in the Peel District School Board where a gentleman showed up at a meeting and started to rip up pages of the Quran and throw hissy fits and all these derogatory things he was saying about the religion, just because there was a bunch of students who were requesting a room along with, let's get into that a little bit. They had changed, they're requesting a room to pray in, but there's some other information along with that as well.
Right, and there was a misunderstanding. So essentially what happened was ignorance was a key factor here. The Peel Board decided to change a policy when it came to students choosing their own sermons for prayer, when they had their prayer sermons, but people took that change in policy and started saying that religion should no longer be a part in public schools, and students should not be able to pray. But students have been praying for over 20 years in public schools. That wasn't the issue, but they used this tiny little change in policy to make it a bigger issue than it is. And this stems down to people not being educated on what's actually happening. So, and I think that's why people are saying this motion does need to happen. Do I think personally, will it change anything? I don't know, but symbolically, yes, because when we look at on a global scale what's happening in the world with the Muslim community, there isn't any positive news coming. So this shows the world, hey, as Canada, we're coming together and we're standing up for our Muslim brothers and sisters, and the world should take notice of that.
Absolutely. I mean, I would stand, again, this is how you unite humanity, right? I mean, if it was happening to any other race, any other religion, I would be the first one to try to educate myself. And this is the main thing. People don't know enough about something. They start objecting to things without knowing anything about it. Even with the little prayer situation, I mean, religion has been a part of, everyone is saying, secularism and religion, and we shouldn't have religion in schools. That wasn't even the debate, but that's what people turned it into without knowing what was actually being asked. So, I mean, I think it's very necessary at the moment, and it's important.
Yeah, and like, I'm going to stick to my point, is that we are very ignorant, and the good thing about Canada and what they're doing right now is they're doing their homework first, right? They are putting in motion whether it comes a bill or a law later, that will only happen based on the investigation and evidence that comes out. So we're actually doing our homework. We are not being just reactionary and passing a law and passing a bill. Right. We are doing our homework, and we are saying, Canada, this is what we're seeing, and then maybe from there we'll see what progresses out of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So you've heard our thoughts on Motion 103, and we want to hear from you. So let us know via Twitter, #KittyTalkTV. Let us know, what do you think about Motion 103? So that's our hot topic for today, and we're gonna go into the show. It's all about spring cleaning, but first we talk to entertainer Malik E. Stay tuned for that.